Hello and welcome to ShowBuilder Tutorials. Today we're going to explore how to use the edit page for a company member. If you've watched some of our earlier tutorials, this particular page will look familiar. However, today I would like to touch base on a couple of things that are specific to this page. We'll start by taking a look at the image editor. To access this, you simply scroll down here to the edit image icon and click. By doing so, you're then brought to this new page. Clicking then on this crop icon here in the corner will open up the editing window. Here you can adjust orientation, aspect ratio. You can also recrop and recenter the image. Exiting out of this window, let's take a look at players. Now this page is for a particular company member, but that company member has a particular track. Players are simply company members who have been contracted to cover or play that particular track. As Donkey is a principal character in this show, there are two other players who understudy and swing for that track. You can see them by pulling up this drop-down menu. Now sometimes in a show, you may have a casting change or you may need to add in an extra vacation swing. When things like that happen, you can do that by coming to this Add New Player icon here. Clicking will open up this window. Here you can recall an existing contact or you can add in a new one. You also have the ability to add in a headshot, specify start date or end date, and give this particular player a name. Once done, you can save that entry by selecting the Save icon and exit back to the Edit page. Then, that new addition will be listed in this drop-down menu. Let's discuss discipline. As mentioned in an earlier tutorial, discipline is an internal grouping that allows for a hierarchical structure to facilitate privacy and edit permissions similar to those seen within an actual production. Each discipline has a discipline leader, which can then determine and delegate actions and abilities as necessary. Discipline, for our purposes, can also change some things to your edit parameters. For instance, right now we're in the actor discipline. In this particular discipline, we have actor type. Here you can see we have a combo box, which allows you to select from existing terminology or create your own. However, if I were to go ahead and change disciplines, moving to the musician discipline, instead, now I have musician section. For an example, a trombone player might be listed as being in the brass section. A violin player may be listed as being in the string section. Now I'm going to restore this discipline back to actor. Moving right along, let's discuss privacy level. Privacy level is a feature that shows up throughout ShowBuilder. Essentially, if you add an item, person, track, etc., it changes the visibility of that item based on who is currently logged in. Private means only the person who created this item can see it. Public means that this item is visible to everyone in the company. Discipline only means only the people within that discipline can see this item. Taking that a step further, discipline leaders means only people within that discipline who are also discipline leaders can see this item. In terms of a company member, this means that depending on the privacy level selected, This particular company member may or may not be visible to the rest of the company or to people outside of their discipline. For an example, if I'm hiring a crew to help build the show in the shop, I might add my shop crew as discipline only. On a related note, if you have people within your company who do not want their contact information visible, you can edit that from the contact page for that person. Simply select Make Contact Info Private, and then you can go forth and decide company member by company member who is allowed to see private contact information. Next, let's discuss department. Department is just another way to categorize company members. This is similar to how you might see company members listed on a contact sheet or in a program. Here you can see instead of having specific disciplines, we have larger groups. Instead of having sound, our sound designer might be in creatives, whereas a deck sound person would be listed as being part of the crew. However, this is also a white combo box, and this will allow you to put in your own terminology. Lastly, I'd like to draw your attention to these two toggles at the bottom. We have, is this a split track? And is this an understudy? Both of these are just on-off toggles to allow you to see at a glance within the company grid view what type of track we're dealing with. Although it is important to note that when I select, is this a split track? I then create an addition to my pull-out drawer menu over here at the side. Here I now have a page called Track Characters. I will go over the specifics of track characters in a later video. That should give you a basic overview of how to navigate the edit page for a company member. We hope this was a useful video for you, and as always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below or send us an email. Thanks for stopping by, and break a leg.